Train the muscles, not the joints. So welcome back to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about the myth that's going around on the internet right now. That full range of motion means you have to touch your chest during bench press, or you have to sit on your heels when you squat. Some people say full range of motion is parallel, but there are a couple good resources on the internet that you can look at. And there's this one video that this guy actually shows. He actually has a model, and it shows how some people, if they squat 90 degrees, will be full range for them, while other people, they squat down below parallel, that's full range for them, right? So it's always about the individual. So my point is that this isn't a slander video about full range for you, but it is a slander video about full range being only one way, okay? So recently, to illustrate my point, a guy named Eric Wong, who is a natural bodybuilder who competes in natural bodybuilding, he lives in Ireland, and he sent me a video about what happened to him, okay? So he was under the assumption that full range of motion is touching your chest on bench press and pausing because he was competing in powerlifting.
Usually, you know, I pause at the bottom. I always do pause reps. I never touch and go, and I never do 3/4 reps when you don't touch the chest. But also the flat bench with your elbows flared out, which is what I always used to do. Have elbows flared, flat bench, you know, that is just an accident waiting to happen with these heavy weights. Well, you know, maybe 275 isn't that really that heavy, but listen, I tore on 275. Lots of guys tear their pecs with weights that aren't that heavy, you know.
And he's saying that's what was working for him, but what was happening was that he was also using really heavy poundages repeatedly over and over again. Now there's this myth that goes around the internet that if you do full range, then you won't tear anything because you're using this range and your body's going to be used to overextending and overstretching, and you know, it doesn't matter whether you're stretching the tendons or the muscle or whatever, it's all the same thing because you're working the joints, and the joints will get stronger if you really bounce off that bottom or really overstretch and rest at the bottom, right? So there's this, you know, there's a mass stupidity going on where they think that stretching the joints is the same as stretching the muscle, and it is safer for you to overstretch the joints because somehow this gets your joint and your muscle prepared for heavy weights and extreme range of motion. So the bottom line is he sent me this video.
So my name's Eric, and I am a competitive natural bodybuilder here in Ireland, and I'm here to talk to you about my pectoralis major rupture, or as some of you might know it as a pec tear. So something to look out for, something to be cautious of. I'm 21 years old, so it can happen to anybody. I'm a fairly strong guy, you know, I've been training for the last, you know, few years, so, you know, be very careful with these things, and don't think of Superman and just go in there and live what you can, because, you know, accidents, it's an accident waiting to happen if you don't find that range of motion or find something that works for you. What had happened to it is that I tore it while flat benching, which is the most common way to tear your pec. So I compete in the under 66 kilo category, sorry, the under 70 kilo category, and I weigh about 66 kilos. That's around 145 pounds, and I was in a peak of my off season. This is when this had happened, so I was around 75 kg, which is around 165 pounds. And so the 2 days before this happened, which was a Monday, I was, went to the gym, did my normal thing, warmed up. It was actually a back and chest day on that Monday, and I trained 5 days a week usually with one leg day. So I warmed up, I did 180 for 20 reps, 225, 20 reps, 275, 12 reps, 315. I did like 3 reps, and then 3 sets of 3, and then 350 for 2 sets of 2. But you guys might not think that's heavy for you, but for me, I only weigh 165, so it's definitely heavy enough for me. And I felt a bit of pain, in the side of my chest, towards the shoulder, and I was like thinking, damn, I better take it easy. So I took 2 days off. I went back to the gym. I thought to myself, I'll take it easy. I won't go too heavy this time. So I kept the weight at about 275, and my plan was to do 5 sets of 12 reps or 15 reps. I did my first set, I felt pressure, definitely felt pressure on my chest. But I went to the second set. I had this, when you guys know, like when you're going for a show, your mind's in one place. Like I was pretty thick and I was pretty hard, from all the heavy weights, and I wanted to bring that look to the stage. So I went for it in the second set and just popped on the third rep. Went 1, 2, then pushed up and then popped completely in just massive shooting pain.
Now the point is that he's basically saying in the video that he didn't pay attention to his own body. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So it's not about one range being right or wrong. It's about what range is right for you, along with weight, how much weight you should be doing, how much frequency you should be doing. Are you overtraining or are you not? One person will overtrain under certain conditions, while another person, it won't be enough volume, won't be enough weight. You know, it just depends on the person, depending on the circumstances. So ultimately what the whole premise is that he's saying, you know, that he didn't listen to what his body was telling him. And through the conversation I had with him, he said several days before he lifted super heavy weight doing, you know, 1 to 2 rep sets. And basically he could feel that he was really tight after that, and he might have overtrained or tweaked something doing that, okay? And then only a few days later, he decided to go do bench presses again. So even with weight that he was getting more reps with, he ended up tearing something because he was still overtrained, and he may have tweaked his tendon during that heavy workout and not given it enough rest in order to recover. So it's not just the range of motion that contributed, but a few other factors as well, right? But again, you know, I just want to illustrate the point. The whole reason why I make these videos is for you to learn to listen to your body, and ultimately there's always going to be one person or one authority out there that's saying, no, you have to do things this way, and if you don't do it that way, there's something wrong with you. Meanwhile, if you perform an exercise or type of program one way and then your body's telling you that it's not working, I'm saying the body is the authority here, not that person that's telling you to train that way, right? So thanks a lot, Eric, for giving us that video and sharing your own experience, and perhaps you'll prevent somebody else from tearing their pec or hurting themselves in the future. So you've done a tremendous service for a few people out there, I'm sure. So thanks a lot for tuning in to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding. If you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com and take care for now.